and players mobbing.
But Michael Jordan is not only the best basketball player, but he's the most exciting basketball player to ever play.
Tatum fires away, pumps it in, 51 for Jayson Tatum.
The Big Three NBA podcast is powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, the official wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Big Three NBA podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Kwani Lunis, joined by H-Rod Blakely, Gary Washburn. It's almost Christmas, my friends. What did you get me?
Same thing last year, Kwani. Nothing but love. You know that.
Thoughts and prayers.
Give you some thoughts, give you some prayers, give you some love, girl. That's all you need in life is love. That's what they tell you.
I'm returning y'all gifts then.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get y'all anything either.
Lying to the people. Lying to the people. What's going on, Gary?
How you doing, Gary?
Nothing much.
He's out on the West Coast.
Early in the West Coast. It's early, but I'm ready.
Much respect for G Money being up all early on the West Coast.
Seriously, please bring that warmth back too, because I don't like this cold.
It's not warm out here, Kwani. It's raining and cold. So
gosh.
Yeah.
It's cold everywhere.
I don't know about LA, but the Bay has been, just kind of chilly. So I can bring it over good.
That's too bad about the weather, Gary. My weather pretty good where I'm at.
Wait, where are you?
I am in Boca Raton, Florida, preparing for the Syracuse University bowl game later today.
Tell us that. So, that's not fair.
Yeah, so that's why we rocking this. Got some other orange paraphernalia over there. Got some orange socks that we're rocking.
He looks orange.
And to top it all, and orange backdrop without even trying to have an orange backdrop. Ain't that something?
It's too much orange.
To top it off, my son, Isaiah, y'all know all too well, gave me an early Christmas gift. And you know what he got me? I can't show y'all now because it's too far away.
A bottle of Captain Morgan.
That's another story, another day. He got me a pair of Nikes.
Are they orange?
Orange and white Nikes.
Wow.
They're Dunks?
I'm going to show y'all my Nikes. I'm going to show them.
No.
Why am I encouraging him? I'm so sorry.
Kwani.
I don't know.
Ask.
Oh, those are nice. Okay, Isaiah, we see you. Everything looks red now.
His son got us some Derek Coleman's.
Wow. So he got me those. And there's a story behind this. What's up?
86, 87 Derek Coleman.
You see what I'm saying? Listen, I had these, I believe these exact same shoes X number of years ago. And I had them in my closet. And my son was like, Dad, you need to get rid of them. I'm like, I get rid of them when I got something to replace them with. And I didn't know that he would got the right size and everything. So I'm just like, okay, so we're going to be rocking those today.
Okay.
We're going to be rocking those today. So
good luck to your Syracuse orange.
Yeah, hey, Kwani, aren't you going to the Fenway Bowl?
I will not be at the Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, it's today, right?
At 11, I believe.
Wow,
yeah.
Get your jacket, Kwani.
Exactly.
Cold out there.
Jump on that green line and head over there.
Don't you want to go see the band?
I think I'm good. Yo, not the band coming up again. I don't know if I could do any more cold. I was just telling y'all offline about the cryotherapy that I did yesterday, which was actually really cool. I felt like a superhero afterward, but I still don't like being in the cold at all. So that will not be happening.
Okay.
Ever.
So about those Celtics.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about them now. Let's get into it. They just won one game on the road Wednesday night. My days are a blur. So let's just talk about their West Coast trip so far. Of course, they did lose to the Warriors in overtime the night before, but back-to-back games, they were still able to pull one out. Let's talk about the Warriors game first. Gary, you were there. What did you think about their, again, overtime loss to Golden State, the Bay?
Yeah, just a really wacky game. A lot of missed shots, 41 missed threes, a bunch of layups, just a strange, bizarre game. But it was a case that this is a lot going on. Jayson Tatum gets hurt in the first, 5 minutes and tweaks his ankle. He ain't right the rest of the game. Sam Hauser can't hit a three after looking like Steph Curry the last month. And, you're looking like Steph Curry against the Warrior. He can't knock anything down. Like, it was just a lot of happening. Like, it was one of those Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. They couldn't hit a layup. Tatum wasn't right. And then they still built a 17-point lead and just couldn't hold it. And, we've all know and seen and written, you had to put the Warriors away, because if you get into a 3-point shootout with them, you're going to lose, especially with the one guy that they have, the greatest shooter of all time, who is still great. Like, there's no slippage. And that's exactly what happened. And I think everybody's been bad-mouthing Klay Thompson. He lost it. He's trash. He's cooked. He's done. And when I looked at the stats, I was like, Klay got 17 threes in those last 3 games. He's kind of picking it up, man. I think he had 5 more. So they just blew. It was a game they blew. I'll just call like I see it. They didn't execute that last play in regulation where Jayson just dribbled. He pulled a James Harden, then pulled up for a pull-up 3 against Kuminga where it was a tie game. Just a lot of just like lack of execution, bad luck. And then that Curry 3 that he shot from his weight and that was like crazy. But if you let it get to that, that's what's going to happen. It's like when your mama told you, don't play with that, and you play with it, you hurt yourself. See, that's why I told you not to play with that.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Yep. Don't put your hand on the oven. You want to see how hot it is. You saw it. It's just as much as oh, damn, Curry went crazy. That's terrible. No, you caused that situation by not putting him away early, letting Trace Jackson Davis look like Patrick Ewing, 1985, looking like a rim protector. Joe's Trace Jackson Davis had a lot of blocks. So he shook your whole team? Y'all couldn't approach the rim? It was just a really wacky game, and it's just what's happening against the Warriors. The Warriors got something on them still, and we'll see if they meet again after, in the playoffs, because I obviously play one more time in Boston, but I just thought it was a really lackluster performance because they had their chances to really stranglehold a team that's not played well. They're starting to play okay, but they're still under 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made Trace look like his daddy Dale out there with the way he was balling, which was crazy to me because Double D, his dad, Dale Davis, he was intimidating. His son, not so much. Should happen.
I think Trace is a guy, and could the Celtics have taken him? He was on the board when they took Jordan Walsh. He could have added to their front court. Mm-hmm. He's a guy who played a long time in Indiana, put up a lot of big numbers, and is now a guy that is probably part of their future. But you got to figure it out. Al Horford got to figure it out. And so I just felt like it was a game that they lost. Those type of games they lost last season. And this year's team is saying we're different. And hey, they lost. Of their 6 losses, 3 are in overtime. But this is a game was blown. The Charlotte game they blew. They've blown some games, not a lot, but you want to make sure things like that night don't happen again.
Agreed.
100%. Yeah. So moving on, you mentioned Tatum going out, with that ankle. So looking ahead to the following game against Sacramento, still able to pull out the win without Tatum. Jaylen Brown leads the team with 28, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. He was one of the 5 Celtics to score at least 20 points in that game. So what do you think that says about the growth of this roster that they were still able to pull out that win on a back-to-back West Coast trip without their star?
It's another example. It's another example of why this team, so many people think, is built differently than the teams that we've seen in the past. Because in the past, they'd miss Tatum, and then it would be like one of those deals where, Jaylen Brown would take another 12 shots, and the rest of the guys would just kind of do their thing. But they just spread the wealth. Everyone pretty much who normally plays took maybe 2 or 3 more shots more than they normally do, and that. The trickle-down effect to that is you've got a bunch of guys who are contributing at a little bit higher level than they used to. That's what's supposed to happen when you have a team that's built to compete at the highest level. When one man goes down, it doesn't become a situation where the ship is going to sink. everybody just grabs their oar and just start rowing a little bit harder, a little bit faster, so that you can keep it going and keep it moving. But it was a good win. It was a good win over a team that's probably going to be in the playoffs. I feel bad for my man De'Aaron Fox. On your 26th birthday, you get that can of ass whipping that they handed out to him. I feel bad for the brother for that because, I mean, you know, it's your birthday. You feeling good. And he had 29 points. He did his thing. But your team got that ass shellacked on your birthday. So feel bad for him in that regard. But the Celtics, they did what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat teams regardless of who you got healthy and available. And also, you know, with Porzingis back in the mix, certainly that was, I think, a nice – I wouldn't say trade-off, but certainly you lose Tatum and you bring Porzingis back. It works. It worked for them.
Yeah, I thought it was a good win. And like Sherrod said, I think it shows a testament to their depth. And the way the game started with the Kings hitting 11 threes in the first quarter, it was like, man, they're going to get run out the gym here. Like, I think it was like they fell behind like 25-12 or something like that, or 23-9, something. It was just like, okay, I don't think they're ready. Like, they look like they're ready to just get smashed and ready to get a day off and head to LA. Like, the Kings are rested. The Kings been looking to this game. Our friend Kyle Draper talking on the radio, talking about, oh, the Kings they're ready, they're playing well. It's about time they beat Boston. Because I was driving there, I was listening to Draper's radio show, and the Kings were excited about this game. You know, they thought they had Boston where they wanted them, coming off a back-to-back, a really tough loss. They've been playing well. You know, they're better, different team than last year. But in that 11 threes, I was like, man, like Trey Lyles hit 2 threes. And, you know, it was like, okay, they're about to get run out the gym. But that run to tie it, and then they kind of went back and forth. And then I just thought it was a great defensive game for the Celtics. They stuck to their principles. The Kings were just not effective at all after the first quarter. They couldn't score like they did. The Celtics been hammered on a team that doesn't play good defense. The Kings are not good defensively. Sabonis was really trying to go at Porzingis, like it was real physical. And I asked Porzingis after the game, was there something? And I don't know their history. It's like, y'all have history, like, you know. And he just like, oh, we played together in youth ball, you know. A lot of those.
Oh, so they go back.
They go back. I don't know if there's any beef, but he was just like, it was good to see another Baltic thrive in the league. Porzingis took the total high road. He did, but they were going at each other, and especially Sabonis was really trying to go at Porzingis' chest. And it was cool to see Porzingis hold up and give back. You know, they couldn't stop him. He was shooting over Kevin Huerter. So I just thought it was a complete. And then, you know, we can talk about our friend Derek White. Just a tremendous game, 28 points. Jaylen, you know, Jaylen caught a couple of bodies, and then he got one himself when JaVale McGee was like, you know, hold up, little dog. Like, I'm still.
JaVale got a long list.
Yeah, like
of victims.
You realize I'm JaVale McGee. Like, I don't do a lot great, but I do block shots great. Like, you know, that's I ain't no Hall of Famer, but I will block your shot still. I am 7 foot, fool.
With bounce.
With bounce, yeah. I still got a little athleticisms.
Got it from a mama. He got it from his mama.
But I thought it was a complete win. 5 scores and 20 points. The first time since 1987. With our friends, the original Big Three all did it. And I think Ainge and Dennis Johnson during that time, 36 years ago. So I thought it was a complete win. One of the better bounce backs, I think, in Joe's tenure, just to drop 144. And, you know, I mean, I'm gonna say what I said. I ain't gonna say nothing about the 3-pointers. If they took 16 less and scored 20 more points, who knows? Wow, isn't that something? 16 fewer than the Warrior game, but still scored 20 more points. And they were good from the 2, and they attacked the rim. And the Kings had but it was a complete win, especially defensively, where the Kings were just shooting the lights out. And then suddenly, I think they hit 11 threes in the first quarter, 10 the last 3 quarters combined. Like, they were And I just say, I remember just looking and I was like, they're about to get run out this gym. Like, this will be bad. And then they'll have 2 days off. And then they play the Clippers and Sherrod's close buddy, James Harden. Sherrod's, they go back a long way. So it could have been, this road trip could have really gone ugly if they lose last night, especially if they get blown out. But they played a quality game, and I just kind of restored order a little bit going into that game Saturday against the Clippers.
Yeah, we'll get to James Harden a little bit later. And our good friend Kyle Draper, who, just for folks, just so you know, one, used to work at NBC Boston here with myself, and also Kyle is a diehard Sixers fan. And we talked about that actually on the Big Three podcast. Him and I did an interview right before the Kings game, and that's available on your podcast.
And it's so funny, Kyle's son was at the Kyle's family game. His son
got tall.
Yeah, his son got hot. Is
his son a Celtics fan? I feel like
his son had a half Kings, half Celtics jersey on. So his son was slapping
they grew up here
with the Celtics coming onto the floor for warm up. So his son's still down, Celtic fans. Kyle might have gone to the Sacramento side, but his son's still a Celtic fan. So that was good. That was cool to see his family there. I haven't seen Kyle, since last year. But the Kings. I mean, just from what he was saying, the Kings were really excited and hype about that game. They thought this is the year. Because I think the Celtics now beat Sacramento 5 in a row. Most of them have been blowouts. Remember, they came to Sac and blew out the Kings last year.
Mm.
And it was the same thing where, the Kings couldn't. Mike Brown. Sherrod,
that's my guy.
Yeah, another close friend of Sherrod.
That's my guy.
I think called 6 timeouts in the first 3. Like, they didn't have any timeouts the whole fourth quarter because he was trying to stop the Tide. He couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics draining threes. Peyton Pritchard, Stan Powder got back on track. Porzingis shooting over anybody in his face. Our friend Neemias Queta, who got a nice round of applause. You gotta love the Sac fans. He came in. He's a two-way guy. He comes in, they give him a nice round of applause. He's making plays out there. I still like him,
Yeah.
I still think he's, so it was a complete win and a good, strong way for them to come back.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
It's time now for pick and roll, which is a perfect setup because I want to know, pick one, roll with it. Was this outcome a result of bad Kings or just awesome Celtics?
Awesome Celtics. I'm gonna go that route today, because the Kings are a good team. They are. They should be a playoff team out west this year. But the Celtics just came in there and did exactly again what great teams and our championship teams do. You see an opponent, you realize you're better than them. Prove it. Just go out there and do what you're supposed to do, and that's exactly what they did to the Kings. De'Aaron Fox, happy birthday! Here's his 25-point ass whipping. Thanks for coming out. Good night. And that's, to me, like I said, I love the fact that they're finding ways to impact winning, and there's no tried and true blueprint way of doing it. Like this was a game where Jaylen Brown could have easily gone on for like 40, 45 points, and that would have been the story. But instead, they used a more balanced attack with Jaylen getting you 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 dimes. And we talk about this every week, but I'm telling you, it never gets old. Him and Porzingis, the way those two work together, whether it's passing to one another or just simply being on the floor at the same time, there's a different kind of synergy that they have that is going to be critical to this Celtics team winning a championship. Jaylen Brown is a better player when he has Porzingis out there on the floor. There's just no getting around that. I don't care what the analytics numbers say. The eye test tells me that when those two are playing together, there's a greater harmony. Jalen becomes he looks more like a $300 million player when Porzingis is out there than when he's not. It's not like he sucks when he's not there, but he just looks great when he's playing with that dude. So this is, again, there's a lot of positives that they can take about this. And to me, most of the positives have more to do with what they were able to do because of who they are versus any shortcomings the Kings may have.
Yeah, I thought it was good Celtic basketball. 35 assists on 51 makes. Drew Holiday, 21, 10, and 8. Sorry, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. So he almost had a triple-double. 9 turnovers. So a low
That's
turnover.
crazy.
They had and against Golden State, they had a low turnover game. So, they're starting to take care of the ball better. So 9 turnovers in this one, right? Porzingis, your man, 6 block shots. I mean, what can you say? 6.
Put it on the glass. Put it on the glass.
Put on the glass. Like our friend, oh boy, put him on the glass.
I got you, Gary. I got you.
Kids, do not go on YouTube and watch the put them on the glass video.
Oh, see, damn it! Now they know. So, Gary, by saying that, what they gonna do?
Kids,
Corny's just like,
don't do it. Don't do it. Our friend, Sir Mix-a-Lot we all know Sir Mix-a-Lot for Baby Got Back, but Sir Mix-a-Lot had a second song called "Put 'Em on the Glass," which they could only play at midnight on BET.
I only played 2 seconds so we don't get copyright infringement.
They could not play that video in the daytime. So
I'm just like, I'm the kid at home I'm listening to this. I'm like, why is that, Gary? Why couldn't they play it after midnight? See, Gary?
But there was a second song that Sir Mix-a-Lot released. Well, he did Posse on Broadway.
My Posse's on Broadway.
All the hosts, and he did a song called Beepers. So he had hits, right?
Yeah.
But there was a single after Baby Got Back called "Put 'Em on the Glass."
It sounds similar at the beginning, but I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, but it is not similar.
Say less.
Kids, parents advisory.
Right.
Parental advisory on this.
But they blocked 10 shots total. Just the entire complete team effort. I thought defensively too, and as Joe Mazzulla pointed out, because he likes to point out the quarters. 25 points for the Kings in the second, 24 in the third when the game really counted. They had 41 in the first, 25 and 24. So they had 49 over the next 2 quarters. That's the way you play defense. They neutralized everybody on the team. Nobody really went off. Fox scored 17 of his 29 in the first quarter. Fox was at minus 19. I mean, Murray minus 23. Barnes minus 21, Sabonis minus 25. They whipped their starters' butts. Like they just put it on them, put them on the glass. So even though the Kings shot 47% and 47% from 3, it still looked like it was just a dominating performance. So I'm gonna say good Celtics. I said a way to bounce back for them because they could have easily kind of fell into we're tired and they're gonna run us out the gym and let's just like try to hold our respect a little bit and then maybe try to get the one at the Clippers. But now you go into the LA game with momentum. We don't know about Tatum's status. Now I saw Tatum on the sideline. He was on the sideline. He was, he was not walking with a boot. I think he had, he was. I mean, it wasn't like he was running back and forth, whatever around. I think he got treatment pregame and then like walked out, but he was walking normally. It was, we all look, if he's got a walking boot on or something like that.
He will be ready for the Lakers. We know.
Yeah,
that.
like no matter what. Clippers. It's LA.
Come on.
Jason gonna be ready for LA.
They have to give him another foot. They will.
We all know that he likes playing against Paul George. He gets the best of Paul George, and then 2 days later, Christmas Day, I don't see Tatum missing that damn game. So, a couple of days off, and we'll see. But I thought it was a complete Celtic win. The Kings are a flawed team, but a playoff team. But they got whooped by the Celtics' dominance.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Jayson Tatum this weekend. The Celtics, they can pretty much take it to the bank that they're going to be booed up with Jayson Tatum when they go into that game. Gary, what you got?
Please insert a cricket. I just need like crickets in the background during that pause.
Try, you've had a lot of bad ones, but that might be the first. You're
For those
awful.
who did not understand the reference.
Exactly.
But
I'm
please explain,
LMA.
Kwani, so we
It's
don't lose.
girl.
We don't lose viewers at this point. We don't lose followers. Please explain.
Listen,
Kwani.
we gained a couple 100,000 with that pin on the glass. Come on now. Let's go.
Yikes. Moving on to LA, as you mentioned, the Clippers and then the Lakers this weekend. What are your expectations? And who do you think is a bigger threat out west for the Celtics right now? Is it the Lakers or the Clippers?
I expect the Celtics to split those two games. I don't think they'll win both. I think they'll. If I had to pick one to win and one to lose, I would say that they will beat the Lakers and they'll lose to the Clippers. Clippers are just playing really good basketball, the best basketball they've played all season long. James Harden, they figured out the cheat code to get James Harden and the other guys playing at a high level. And, got to give credit to Ty Lue. Ty Lue may be one of the most underrated coaches in the NBA. People act like this dude he's just some dude. He is a very good coach in his league. He's been a good coach for a long time. So he's done a really good job of figuring out how to get all the moving pieces to work in sync and get that team heading in the right direction. Shout out to Terrence Mann from Massachusetts, who has been, they've been just yanking his chain for a minute. First, he's a starter. Then he's coming off the bench. Now he's a starter again. He's been really solid for them as well. And obviously, Kawhi Leonard is Kawani's guy, Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
When he is healthy, he is him. He's that damn good. You don't have he really is like a cyborg out there. I mean, he can shoot the three. He can put it on the floor. He defends. He rebounds. He does everything you could possibly want from a guy 6'7", 6'8" in the NBA, not named LeBron James. He's that good. That good.
Yeah. Are you sure, like, your mom and his mom didn't, because the only difference is an H and an N. Like, they had a conversation.
I think they did.
Yeah, and they were like,
they're going to have the same initials.
what are we going to name our children? And anyway, Kawhi, that's really, odd.
It'd be cooler if his middle name started with it. Oh my God, wait. Guys, I was about to say it'd be cool if his middle name started with the A. I never have looked this up before.
What's his middle name?
Anthony.
Ah!
I wasn't gonna say nothing to you because.
Wait, did you notice all this? You knew?
I knew his middle name was Anthony, but I never
looked it up.
I didn't put all the pieces together.
Wow, Kwani.
We have the same initials. Wow, that's actually very creepy. Shout out to Kawhi, my twin.
What a wacky world we live in.
Seriously.
That's a brother from another mother. There we go. Seriously. We all got a brother from another mother. Thanks. And Kwani has hers. Kawhi Leonard.
Hi, twin. I hope you see this.
I think it's going to be I think...
That's my Kawhi laugh. I love that. Go ahead, Gary. I'm sorry, Gary.
Get back to the podcast.
Unhinged today.
I think the Clippers are gonna like you said, Sherrod, provide the Lakers, the Celtics, the biggest challenge. It's a Saturday afternoon game. You hope the Celtics don't get out on Friday night, which is hard in LA, not to just go out and just explore the nightlife. We'll see.
He makes it sound so pleasant. Explore the nightlife. Turn up at the club.
Get turned up. I mean, it's a 12:30 p.m. local time, local start. Not a lot of juice in the arena, obviously. It might be because there'll be Celtic fans there, but that'll be a real test to see if they can just come out with motivation and come out with because the Clippers have won 9 in a row. And like Sherrod said, James Harden, his close friend, his confidant, they talk a lot, has figured out a way to play really well in that system. Kawhi played in every game. Oh my God.
Which is crazy to me.
No load management. It's a wonder when someone says you need to play every game, what happens? Paul George has been good. Our friend Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. And another friend of ours playing there now, Daniel Tice, is a backup center. Is getting some minutes too. I mean, after not playing much in Indiana, so they're a complete team. You got Terrence Mann, and you got our friend Norman Powell. Like they definitely got some real horses on that team. So it's gonna be a challenge. The Christmas Day game, the Lakers are not playing well. And the good thing for the Celtics, if you're a Celtic fan, both the Clippers and the Lakers are coming off the road. So it's not like I think both teams play Thursday night on the road. So the Celtics will be in LA before they will. So there's a rest element there. It's not like the Clippers are home all week and they're coming from the road. I think the Lakers also, play Oklahoma City and Minnesota on their trip. So both of them will be coming from the Midwest home. And so the Celtics will be in LA today. I think they're in LA right now as we speak, and they'll get some time, some R&R in their hotel, practice on Friday, and you'd like to think they'd be really prepared for Saturday. And the good thing that I heard from the players, especially Drew Holiday, said this is a big road trip. Like this is a big for us. Like we need to show something. And I just thought that was an encouraging thing for him to say, like, no, it's not just one of 82 and we got another one tomorrow. Like, let's go out on these national stages because you're playing on NBA TV and then obviously the Christmas game. Let's go out there and show these fools that Celtics are the best team in the league. Let's go out there and prove that. And so I think they're going to look forward to take advantage of the opportunity.
Quickly, before we wrap, let's go around the league because, again, there's never a dull moment in the National Basketball Association. Big three topics: Ja Morant's return, Draymond Green. Right after we recorded last week, he ended up getting an indefinite suspension. And then finally, Anthony Edwards, when texting goes horribly, horribly wrong and screenshot appear on the internet. You can either react to all three or just pick one to discuss.
Let's right off the top. Ja Morant's return, excellent. Did absolutely everything you would want a guy to do. I thought one of the interesting things that it didn't necessarily show up in the game, but he talked about it, and he talked about how basically he isolated himself from other NBA players. He really didn't get it. And to me, that was a sign that this guy maybe is figuring out that I got to worry about my own self-health mentally and physically and all that stuff and not be influenced by outsiders. And so I'm hoping that this is the beginning of Ja Morant turning his life on and off the court around. As far as Draymond Green indefinite suspension, again, along those same lines, as far as he needs to really take time to really figure out and focus on what he needs to do and really just a lot of self-care has to go involved with that. I wasn't happy that one of the first things after the indefinite suspension is he's on Twitter giving Ja Morant praise for a good comeback return. But I'm thinking, bruh, get off of Twitter, get off of X, get off all that. Just worry about Draymond. Get Draymond right instead of making sure and praising everyone else for doing what they do. And the last but not least, Anthony Edwards.
He said, I'm going to leave some time for this conversation.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, and y'all know I love me some Anthony Edwards. God, he's one of my favorite players. He's one of the people. But, because you know there's going to be a but. And a but is a really appropriate for this particular line of conversation. Big butt.
Bro.
But listen, the bottom line is this. Anthony Edwards has to be smarter than this. And again, I chalk it up as just a young man doing something really silly, really stupid. And he tried to clean it up with the statement and all that about, this, that, and the other. Bottom line is he has to be smarter going forward because NBA players are no different than you and I from the standpoint of they make mistakes, they do stupid things. The difference is they do it in front of a global audience. You and I do it in front of our friends. And so there's less of a collateral damage, if you will, when we do things versus what they do. So hopefully Anthony Edwards will learn from this and be better about this and just be smarter with the decisions that he makes in terms of not only who he engages with, but how he communicates with folks. There is this thing called the telephone, and you can do more with the phone than just text. Mm-hmm. But
pick it up.
You can actually pick it up and talk. Yeah. So hopefully he'll be smarter about this going forward.
I would have hoped they learned from Zion's incident last year, but history continues to repeat itself, specifically with the NBA. I don't want to sound judgmental because
but you're going to sound judgmental. Go ahead.
Mistakes, but it just feels so stupid that this continues to happen to players on a regular basis. You know that there are groupies. You know there are women that are coming for you in your bag. So there's so many pieces of advice I could give right now, but just be careful who you mess with at this point, and do it responsibly.
Exactly. What you got, Gary?
You see.
No,
happy to see Ja come back. We hope he learned his lesson. You saw Usher, his daddy, at the game with the hoodie on. But you root for him. And I'm not saying that he's made mistakes and some dumb mistakes. Hopefully he's changed his circle. Hopefully he's done some soul searching. And, let's be honest, like, all these guys are so young. Like, they are young, but at 24, 25, you know the difference between right and wrong. I think there's a time in every, especially young man's life, where, you get 22, 23, and you're like, okay, do I want to do everything janky? Do I want to hustle? Do I want to actually start going legit? Do I want to, live a legit life? Do I want to get the hookup all the time and always, try to figure things out and do things on the slide?
What kind of man do you want to be?
Do I want to do things on the up and up and be able to look at myself in the mirror every day and be like, yeah, I'm a good dude and I'm learning. And I think hopefully most young men, like, so we're not on the national stage, the world stage. We go through that metamorphosis. It might be in one experience, but we all kind of start living our lives in a legitimate way because that's what you have to do. And you can't get the hookup. You can't, do stupid stuff, especially when you have so much to lose. So you hope that Morant did some soul searching, probably pushed some people back out of his circle, got some new people in his circle, had some heart-to-hearts with his family members about, hey, I'm not that dude. Don't call me mama when you got something to shoot at a shoe store, want me to come up there and go Suge Knight on somebody and Tupac at the MGM. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not the one to call.
Mama.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't call me or don't, no, I don't want to be around that situation. I'm going to do what I do. I might have fun. It's going to be private or not. Put your phone down. Like when you go into those concerts now and they give you the little thing to put your phone in so you don't record the concert. Like, I did for the Tony concert.
I was about to say that sounded like a testimonial.
Yeah. And I did it for Chappelle and Chappelle, right? So
of course.
Yeah, they did. They was doing it for Chappelle. So like I hope that he can just improve. And I just think don't tell us, show us. Like, don't do all these interviews. Don't sit down one-on-one and bare your soul. Just, hey, I'm gonna be a good dude. You ain't gonna hear much from me. I'm gonna be doing all my talking on the court and trying to get Memphis out this rut that I put them in by being out because they're still at the bottom of the West, right? Draymond, hey, I just think he needs to calm down a little bit. I mean, I think sometimes aging is hard. And I think, Kwani don't know.
Yes, you do.
Dude, my joints.
No.
My joints already be trying to act.
Kwani, don't do the old thing, please.
No, I'm serious though.
It's mad disrespectful. Anyway, but it's not easy and it's an adjustment. I think in the NBA, when you're an NBA player, some players age gracefully and no, I don't have it what I used to do, and I'm gonna contribute differently. And then when you're Draymond and you start to probably slip, you get frustrated.
Yeah.
And you don't have the muscle memory. You don't do the things you used to do. Everybody talks about all these foreign players. Well, when did you know you were done? And half of them are like, when this dude drove right past me and dunked on me, and that was Chris Webber. I remember saying I was doing all these pump fakes to try to because I didn't have the jump, I didn't have the lift anymore. So I was, like everybody's got a story of like, and I think Draymond's getting that. I'm not young anymore, and he's getting frustrated with it, so he's acting out on the court. And you got to figure that out. If you want to continue to play in the league, get your head right. You got to stop this. And like, I agree with Sherrod. Stop going on Twitter, giving people props. I'm good. We don't want to hear you good. We don't want to hear everything's great. We don't want to hear Draymond be Draymond. No,
that's the problem.
Fans want to see you finish your career on your feet and not on your back. And what you don't want is people remembering your career, because that's the rest of your life. People are going to say, yeah, you were great, but you acted a real fool on the way out. Mm-hmm. Just like Sherrod's buddy Allen Iverson. We all AI, he was prime, but we all remember AI in Memphis. We remember AI in Detroit. We remember AI in Denver. Remember, like, he refused to budge about starting. Like, some of these guys ruin their legacies, and I don't want to see. And his legacy is ruined enough, and it's all because that's always going to be on his resume. But you want to see him go out like a champion, because he's a 4-time champion. And then Anthony Edwards, I don't know.
If you didn't read about it,
don't text. Be private about your life.
Yeah.
People are going to post it. The one thing I've learned about younger folks, and this is younger than Kwani, they don't mind putting all their business in the street.
Everything.
At all. Don't mind. We were taught, boy, if you don't make me look, your mom don't make me look bad, then we telling our secrets.
And she made herself look bad too. Like, I don't even know why.
Our dirty laundry.
To be honest.
But, we saw Cam Newton's one of his baby mamas talking about, this is what all I went through. She went on a mic talking about people don't mind telling you all their business. And I just think as a young athlete, male, female, whoever you are, you got to be careful that people are trying to entrap you and putting your business out there like that. So have these conversations privately, have them over the phone or in person where you're not recorded or whatever. And also be careful of the lure of, women trying to get you in trouble, trying to have your baby.
Trying to have a light-skinned AI-generated baby.
Yeah, like, let's be honest.
The fetishizing of
we've been around,
kids is
Sherrod and I have been around for a while, and we see what the plan of some of these people are, women are. It's not only women, there's dudes who are using you, there's uncles and homeboys trying to get up on. So it's not just women, but in the case of situations like that, we see their motive, and you got to be careful. And and now people putting in all your business, trying to embarrass you. We all saw it with Zion, and you see all these, and now the clickbait websites. Oh, such and such baby daddy is now dating this athlete, and it's baby mama. So, Anthony, you're a great player, and this is not his first. He had a homophobic slur a couple of years ago. Like, Anthony, just be cool and stick to hoop. And get a get a mentor. And it don't have to be another ball player.
Right. If I were a superstar athlete or even a mediocre, getting paid 6, 7, 8 figures athlete, you know who my mentor would be? I would reach out to Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was one of the most high-profile athletes of our generation who dated frequently, and you never caught him in any kind of scandalous relationships or have his name put out there. And it wasn't like he was dating folks who were behind the curtain. He was dating like A-list cats. Yeah, and he was able to keep that stuff on a level that, frankly, you knew he was dating him, but you didn't know all his business. Yeah, and when things broke down, because they often did, there wasn't this nasty cat back and forth stuff. To me, if I were an athlete, I would be like, DJ, what is your secret sauce? Because I need a little dab of that in my life.
Social media hasn't helped too, so he did also kind of dodge a bullet.
But social media was a lot. There was enough social media in the process where he could have easily got caught out there. But anyway, but those are to me. If you're an athlete and you're trying to figure out how to navigate this new lifestyle where you've got all these different entities, whether it's women, whether it's hanger-ons, family, all that. Look at athletes who've been high profile, who have stayed under the radar, and yet were really high profile, like a Derek Jeter. Those are the people that I'm trying to reach out to find out what did they do, how did they handle these situations? Because you better believe he's seen and done everything that you could possibly imagine. Sure. And those are the people that if you're an athlete, you need to be smart enough to find them. So
smarter than that.
That's what I'm saying.
I like it. Well, that's all we have for this week's episode. By the time we reconvene, Christmas would have already happened. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Not Happy New Year yet. We still got time. But
hopefully.
It's going to be a good week.
You as well. Gary's gonna see your twin this weekend. So Gary, you gonna give a shout out
let
to
him
your
know
twin?
that he has a twin in
Yeah,
Boston,
twin in Boston.
with the exact same initials and just 2 letters.
That's crazy.
Similar.
Don't find out if his mama and your mama got the same name.
Right.
That would be ooh.
My mom's name is Esther.
I know Esther. Esther's born on November 1st.
Exactly.
My girl.
A great day.
It is a great day.
Some people.
It's a great day. Me, Esther, and Brady Stevens.
Really?
Brad's son, born on November 1st. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Also,
All Saints Day. All Saints Day. Because we all saints.
Some of y'all are, maybe. Also, I forgot to say why I went to the Cairo Chamber. It was because the Aquaman movie is actually in theaters right now.
You like Aquaman?
I actually need to see the first one.
Oh God.
Do y'all like Aquaman?
I'm talking about the character.
I mean, Jason Momoa. Who doesn't like Jason Momoa? Really?
I got nothing for him. He all right.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Let's not get carried away.
But they do. But Gary, they do get carried away with that dude.
They do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I'm not like obsessed with him, for the record. He's an attractive man. That's all. I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, The Color Purple coming out this week.
Right. It's coming out on Christmas Day.
Are y'all gonna see it, or is that like only a Black woman thing? You are gonna see it.
Speak that truth, Gary. Speak that truth.
Oh yeah, I know.
Gary, she said it for us. I appreciate that, Kwani.
I got you.
Nice assist. That was a good assist, Kwani.
But
We
y'all are
needed that.
still gonna have to see it in some capacity.
I've seen it before. I mean, I've seen
the
it.
new one.
I've seen the original. That's enough.
That's
all I
good.
need.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
That's enough.
I'm good.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all next week, and we'll see you all next week.
Kwani is in a silly mood. Did you have a little eggnog before you came on here, Kwani?
I did not. I should though.
I think you did. I think you might have had a little spicy eggnog.
I have not had any eggnog today, or this week, or this month. So I'm gonna go home and get some. We have cremas. That's our Haitian version of eggnog. Have y'all had it?
Nah. What's in it?
Okay. Well, my aunt, she like hand shaves the coconut. They use like, I think carnation milk. I should probably know the recipe. Rum, Haitian rum, barbancourt. And honestly, it's not really that many ingredients, but the way she makes it with that fresh coconut shaving in there and very delicious.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get y'all some bottles. Maybe even a bottle just to taste.
Yeah. We can do shots. I mean, we can do,
live demo on the pod.
See?
The pressure is on. I gotta call my auntie now.
See. Wrap it up, Kwani.
All right. Until next week, we appreciate you all for listening to the Big 3 NBA podcast. For HR Blakely and Gary Washburn, almost butchered your name, I'm Kwani Lewis. We'll be back next week. And until then, enjoy the holiday season. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends.